You've spent months trying to figure out how to launch a fashion brand and you still feel like you're going in circles. I want to tell you right now, that's not a you problem. That's a not you not knowing the process problem. The fashion industry is pretty opaque. The people who know how it works don't really give it away. And if you've never worked inside it, you're essentially guessing and trying to understand what is second nature to other industry-led experts. You're trying to work it all out without anyone ever showing you any repeatable, very easy processes. Today, I'm breaking that open. I'm giving you the exact framework I've used for over 17 years at the highest levels of fashion, right through to fast fashion and value retailing. I'm Sarah, I'm the founder of SC Studio, and before I built SC Studio, I spent 17 years inside the fashion industry. I trained at Winchester School of Art, Southampton University, and post-graduation I landed myself a design role at Elle. And from there, I moved into buying and product development, account management, and working with brands such as Pink Soda, Hugo Boss, and Macy's New York. After that, I spent 6 years in a specialist cashmere company, developing ranges for some of the most recognized names in British retail, such as Whistles, Jaeger, The White Company, Hush, and many others at the same level of designer bridge brand. Over those 17 years, I sat across the table from buyers at Harvey Nichols, Harrods, and Selfridges, and I know what they're looking for. I know what the factory needs from you before they'll take you seriously. And I know the exact process, what gets a brand from idea right into store. What I've recently noticed over and over again is that there's brilliant, talented people out there trying to launch a fashion brand, but they're collapsing because they don't know the process. They have an emotional attachment, not because they've lacked creativity or passion. It's because no one's ever shown them how the industry actually works. The industry keeps that pretty close to its chest. Not intentionally. That's why I built SC Studio, and that's what today is all about. By the end of this video, you're going to have an 8-step roadmap guide that covers everything from brand concept all the way right through to your launch and first sale. I'm also going to tell you how to get it as a free download, completely free at the end of this video, so stick around for that. The problem is as to why fashion brands fail before they've even start is because they start at the wrong place. Let me tell you the truth that nobody says out loud. Most fashion brands don't fail because the designs aren't good. They've taken the wrong steps before the product even exists. I've seen this from every angle. I've been that designer who designed way over make price and had no idea about how costing really worked. But I've also been that buyer turning down brands because their price point made no commercial sense. I've been a cashmere supplier watching brands commission beautiful product that would never hit profitable margins and sell. The problem isn't talent. The problem is that there's no roadmap. There's no stepping stones. Fashion school teaches you how to design, but it doesn't teach you how to understand a branded business. And if you're self-taught or coming from another industry, you're essentially reverse engineering what everyone else already knows. What I want to do today is hand you that roadmap overview, show you what steps to take, what steps are important and in what order. Not in a vague motivational poster creative way, in a practical, this is what happens first, this is what happens next way. Because that's the only thing that actually moves you forward and keeps you in a practical state of mind. So here's how I break it down. My 8 steps. And every brand that makes it to market and sells has moved through some version of these steps, whether they were conscious of it or not. Step 1, concept and niche. This is where everyone wants to skip and go straight past it, but it's the most expensive mistake that you'll ever make if you do that. Before you design a single thing, you need to be brutally clear on who this brand is for and what it stands for and why it even exists. Not in a mood board type of way. Specifically, who is your customer? What do they already buy and what gap are you filling? Where is the opportunity in the brands that are already, where can you find your opportunity in the brands that are already out there? That's your niche. Step 2, market research. Now you test your concept against the real market. Who are your competitors? What are they charging? What are they selling? What is going badly and what is going well for them? This is where you find your edge. I spent years as a buyer, and the brands that won are the brands that did their homework and worked through their preparation. Step 3, design and range planning. Now you design, but with a commercial purpose. You're not making a portfolio and working on a project, you're building a commercial range. That means a coherent collection with the right mix of categories, the right mix of price points, and repeated per purchase potential, pushing your customer to come back again and again. Range planning is a skill. Done well, and it's the difference between a brand project and a business. Step 4, product development and fabric sourcing. This is where your designs become real, selecting fabrics, developing samples, and managing tech packs. In my cashmere years, I saw exactly how right fabric sourcing decisions could make or break a range commercially before even a single unit was sold. It's all completely learnable. And the suppliers you choose at this stage will shape your margins for years. Step 5, brand strategy and brand guidelines. A product without a brand is just stock. Your brand guidelines define how your brand looks, sounds, and feels across every touch point. How your website even communicates, your packaging, the way you write captions on social media. This is what makes your customers recognize you again and again. It's what makes them trust you, come back to you. It's also what makes buyers take you very seriously. Step 6, pricing strategy and costing sheets. This is the step that kills brands more than ever. I've watched brands price themselves out of the market and price themselves out of profit, and they wonder why they haven't scaled. Your costing sheet accounts for your cost of goods, your margin, your wholesale margin if relevant, and of course your retail price. If the numbers don't stack up at the beginning, they won't stack up and they won't allow you to scale and grow. Step 7, factory sourcing and negotiation. Finding the right manufacturing partner is a skill. I've spent years building supplier relationships across different product categories and different markets. There's a difference between a factory that's right for your brand and one that creates problems for you, which of course you can't afford. You need to focus and spend time on this step because it's what covers all aspects of how you approach a factory, what is the right factory, how you negotiate with them, and how you protect yourself. Step 8 is your sales and marketing and launch step. This is the step that most people jump to first. They go straight to Instagram or TikTok, check there's a handle before steps 1 through to 7 are even solid or signed off. Launching without foundation is the fastest way to waste your budget. But when you've done the work, when your brand is right and all steps are locked in and your product is right, your pricing makes sense, the launch becomes easy and your sales flow. I'll be honest with you, having 17 years experience in the fashion industry, design, product development and buying, and 6 years in a specialist cashmere design and production company, working with some of Britain's most credible retailers such as the White Company, Whistles, Jaeger, to name a few. When I made the decision to build SE Studio, I didn't actually have a clean roadmap myself. I was teaching the industry. But what came next, what dawned on me, was that my 17 years of knowledge, I'd never had to articulate. In the corporate fashion industry, the process is just second nature. It's a given. Everyone around you knows it. You don't have to explain it to your team because everybody does it every single day, almost on like automation. When I started working with brands, with founders, the gap hit me. Talented, driven, creative people making costly mistakes at exactly the stages that I could have actually warned them about. No buying team was there to catch them on their costings, or no head of fashion or head of production keeping the critical path on track. No senior colleagues showing them the way or pointing out that the pricing architecture that was initially made had no commercial sense. That's why I built my framework, and that's why I'm building a library and a studio of digital products around every area to support people. My framework isn't a theory exercise. It's the guide that I wish somebody had passed me when I was at the beginning, before I spent years learning on the job. If I can compress 17 years into 8 steps and make someone see sense and give them confidence in starting from scratch, that's the whole point of SE Studio. And the brands that I do see breaking through and growing, the independent brands actually making it, they've all done one thing in common: a process. Not a complicated one, a clear, logical, unemotional sequence. They have followed the steps. That's what my framework guide gives you. And before I finish up, let me leave you with a couple of industry mistakes so you can link them to the answers in the framework, which will help you and may even help you recognize something you're going through yourself. Number one, launching before the brand even exists. Designing your product before your concept niche is locked in and signed off. The first key, the result in doing this is a brand without a clear identity and a confusing customer. Number two, pricing from the gut. Setting a price based on a feeling rather than what your costing sheet says. This is really around the process of step 6, and this runs brands into the ground quite quickly but silently. Mistake number 3, designing a portfolio and not a commercial range. Beautiful pieces with no commercial cohesion. A range is a business tool. A portfolio is an art project. Know which one you're building. Mistake number 4, going to the factory before the brand is ready. Rushing to a manufacturer before brand guidelines, tech packs, or costing sheets are solid. This is around step 5 of my process, and it needs to be focused on. It needs to be locked in before you move on, because otherwise there is ambiguity, mistakes are made, and there's confusion within the factory. Mistake number 5, leading with marketing before your foundation is even there. Spending budget on content and ads even when the brand doesn't even exist. That's actually step 8 of the process, and it's last for a reason. It's the reward for doing all of the other 7 steps. But these aren't rare mistakes. These are industry standard mistakes made by so many people, and the framework solves all of them. So there you have it. The 8-step fashion brand framework that I've spent 17 years learning, put into one simple 8-step guide, built on proven success and not guesswork. If any one of these steps resonates with you, if you've heard something today that you've thought, that's exactly where I'm stuck and I don't know where to go next, then I'm about to help you even more. I've turned this entire framework into a free downloadable guide, an 8-step fashion brand framework. As an overview, it covers all the 8 stages and it's completely free. All you need to do is download it right now from the link in my bio. No catch, just my proven fashion industry framework in your hands so you can map out where you are and where you need to be next. I can go deeper on any of these steps, significantly deeper, with templates, costing sheets, workbooks, and factory sourcing guides. I am actually building a full digital product suite inside SC Studio Stand Store. The waitlist for that is also on my Stand Store. So if you wish to jump on the waitlist, as soon as I start rolling out the products, you'll be the first to be notified. And they may just help you save thousands of pounds and help you make millions. But start with the framework, download, walk through it. And if you have any questions, drop them to me in the comments. I read every single question. If this was useful, please subscribe to my channel. I put content out like this every week. So until the next video, thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye for now.